I winked. You didn't get it?
We review the Wink Hub, your hub for home automation.
Welcome everybody, a Spike Studio product review. This time we're looking at home automation and connected home. One of the things we love doing here at the studio as well as at home is bringing it all together, hopefully on your mobile device. This is Wink. This is bringing together numerous parts of your home into one simple device connectivity point, which then has apps that run on your mobile devices to let you control these things in your home. So first thing you need to understand is what's included is basically just a hub. There's no monthly contract. It works with your existing Wi-Fi and whatever else you have. But what you need is the app that you load onto your trusty device. They have the mobile app for the Android and for iOS both. Put it on the iPad. It says iPhone only, but I put it on the iPad to give you an idea. So what can I connect with it? Connecting with it is a whole bunch of options, from lights to thermostats to locks on your doors. The unit itself, pretty decent size. It connects to your Wi-Fi, so that's actually your central point of what it's going to do. Here it is. This is Wink. As you see, it has a little home for the light that's on there. All it has is one possibility on the back, and that's power. Makes it super simple to install. So, first of all, we have the power plug that's in the box. There is nothing else. The idea is you plug it in, you use the app to connect to it, then you tell the app, well, how do I configure to connect to the Wi-Fi? Because then I can have remote access and do all sorts of things, which is one of the things we're going to do in a little bit, is walk through some setups as well as what it connects to. But real quick, I'm going to show you some sample items that you can use to connect up to Wink so you can get started. It supports multiple protocols. The idea is that there's so many things out there. There's Zigbee and Z-Wave, and there was the old X10 protocol. All these things have different ways to communicate. Well, they wanted one. The Wink does them all. For example, Lutron. Lutron has a light switch, so what it does is it actually plugs into the wall, and I'll flip open the box so you can see. But plugs in the wall, you plug your lamps into it, and then it had a remote that's with it. But with this, the technology that's behind it, you won't need the remote, you'd actually use your app. One more good example would be, Schlage. They sent us a couple locks to test with it. The idea is that these locks then connect to the Wink Hub, can be controlled remotely through the application. Not only can I get notifications, but I can actually lock and unlock it remotely and do other cool things with it. So what we're going to do is walk through setting up the application, connecting it to the Wink Hub, as well as then setting up one of the devices with it, and we'll talk about some other things like thermostats that it does that we didn't have on hand for the testing. So here we are back after days of using it. I want to talk about how easy it is to set things up, as well as configure it and work with the application. So what we'll do is we'll put how you set it up and add a device here on the side on the screen so I can walk you through as you go. Same thing I'm doing on the trusty iPad. They give you a welcome screen, letting you know that everything's easy to do, simple to do, shortcuts are there. They can help you save time. They can help you turn whole sets of things on or off, lock doors, leave the house, which means you can turn off lights, lock a door, all sorts of cool things are in there. There's also robots. Robots can tend to do things for you, meaning automate things. They can listen for events to happen or triggers. It's another great way to do it. There's robots that people have built and describe on the web, all sorts of things. So how do we actually add something? Well, first you do is set up an account. You're going to log in or you're going to sign up if you already have an account. If not, sign up takes a couple seconds. You'll get a confirmation. From there, you're going to get an empty screen. In that empty screen, it's going to ask you, add a product. Now, the cool part about adding a product is you can either choose manually or there's a good trick to it. So what I can actually do, as you can see, is scan a barcode. It will automatically add it into Wink and then help you configure it and walk you through a few steps. They have video tutorials as well. From there, the Wink Hub setup is also available. The Wink Hub, which is where you should start when you do your setup, by the way, you can add that one in, you can name it, you can do whatever you need to do in the house, you can configure it. It'll show you nothing's connected yet. That's from the root. What I did is I went through and I added the Lutron for some lights. I added the locks that I showed you earlier, and then I've loaded it both on the iPad and also on a mobile device. So what I'm able to do is I'm on my way home, I can fire up the mobile device, I can turn on the lights, I can unlock the doors, I can do all sorts of cool things. And as you see in the list, you can add fun things with the quirky, you can add the kitchen stuff, the lawn, the patio. There's locks, there's power, there's remotes, there's sensors, there's so much that's in there that you can actually do. So you're probably gonna ask yourself, what about a live test or something we can do? Well, the lights in here, the studio lights, are a little too powerful, I think, for what it did. Earlier it was giving me some buzzing. What I do have is a lock that's really close to us. Maybe we can hear it. But actually, all I'm going to do is press the lock button on the mobile device. And right now it says it's unlocked. So I will click the lock and slide it to lock it. And in the background, We just lock the studio doors. I have the door open so we could actually hear it, but usually when it's closed, you don't hear it as loud. But what it gives you on the screen is a little button letting you know it's locked. So when I'm remote, I can unlock it for someone, or I can see the status of the lock. So I can unlock it from here as well by just sliding it across to unlock. Works pretty cool. Lights are exactly the same way when you're working with the interface with the light. You actually just click the button, select the lights you want to turn on and off, and do it. Now remember, you can schedule all these and you can automate all these. You can make robots and schedules and the whole house, and it's very cool what you can do with it. What do I think overall? I'm going to tell you right now the range. So we actually have the Wink, I don't know, well, 2 floors below where some of the lights are. It's working great. Connects to the Wi-Fi, it sees the devices, I'm able to do it remotely, everything's working fine. Some caveats they tell you. First thing they tell you about the Wink is don't put it within 3 feet of your Wi-Fi access point. Not sure what signal that crosses or what it messes up, but we've made sure we kept it at a good distance somewhere in the house. You just plug it in. It's all Wi-Fi enabled. It doesn't need an Ethernet port. So the easy part is it just works. You can put it anywhere you want in the house. I would put it well within range, not only of the access point, of where you're going to be so you can always get to it. But it uses the Wi-Fi anyway. So really, you're not connecting directly to it. You're actually connecting through either the internet or somewhere in the network to tell it what to do. So the Wink servers are a big part of this. What else do we think? I love the ability to add things via barcode. That makes it amazingly simple when you go inside the store to find devices you need, bring it home, install it or plug it in or whatever it is, and then scan the barcode and configure. You're done. It was that simple. We love that a lot. I like the fact that it has mobile apps for iOS. It has it for Android. I like that it gives you a visual diagram of how the actual layout works for your Wink hub and all your different things. So I'm going to tell you what, this is pretty much changing the way I'm looking at what I'm buying for the studio as well as home as I put the hub and probably move it in there. I want to be able to hook up more and more devices. I want to be able to have more flexibility. I want to create schemes. It works with tons of vendors and everything else. The list is huge. You need to go onto their website. So we want to say thank you to Wink for sending this over. We really appreciate it. This is the Wink hub, and it's something definitely will change the way you look at home automation quite affordably. Make sure you subscribe to all the review playlists here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want. Please click the like button below, and for gosh sakes, jump through to Amazon. Even if you're not buying, let them know that our reviews are helpful. Otherwise, another product review from Spike Studio.